here in Tuscaloosa because it will be the number 13 Alabama Crimson Tide hosting what I believe to be the number 19 Rebels Ole Miss. Alabama coming into this game 2-0, hence why they're ranked above a 1-1 Ole Miss. Ole Miss's only loss looks like they fell to um 37-21. Virginia favored by 16, and they exactly covered. They gave 162 rushing yards and 73 through the air to running back Josh Paris. So a potential hole in the defense for Ole Miss heading into this one. But a good ranked matchup here in the Southeastern Conference. Sure. We are about 2 minutes out from kickoff. This game is sponsored by Red Bull. Gives you wings, and it's why I have enough energy to call this game this evening. I'll give one more ping in here before I just start because I do have work to do. The man of the hour, Arrow himself, head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels, coming to this game ranked and 1-1 on the year. Took a little bit of a tumble. ACC favored Virginia Cavaliers in what was a hard-fought game. We are about 30 seconds to kick off in Tuscaloosa as Alabama is hosting the number 19 Rebels. Game is sponsored by Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings, and it's powering me to call this game this evening. The teams are heading out onto the field for what should be an eventful game in the course of the game. Alabama, led out by their quarterback, Joaquin Castillo, and he'll be captain calling for the toss. Alabama will win the toss and opt to defer. We will see the Ole Miss offense at the game. Tom Booth for Alabama is about to put foot to leather, and this game play as he kicks it out the back of the end zone. So we will see Dwayne Carman and the Rebel offense trying to pull off the upset on the road here. 1st and 10, it's going to be a halfback draw up the mid. Blaylock quickly slung down after a 1-yard gain. Not the start to the night you want to see. Bring in Kelvin Brammer, and Brammer the Hammer is going absolutely nowhere. Dropped for a 3-yard, looking at 3rd and long. Staring down the barrel is Dwayne Carman on 3rd and long, running out of real estate, running out of space. Elijah Forrest going to track him down for the 6-yard sack, and what a disastrous opening possession for Ole Miss. A total of 8 on that drive will set up Ryan Owens and the punt unit for the rest. 47 yards in the air. Keith Anderson getting a block, finding space, tiptoeing, yard return. Alabama with excellent starting field position at the Rebels 44. Big struggles early for the Rebel offense. Joaquin Castillo, the Tide, looking to roll here. Quick dump off Jeremy Johnson, the target. He'll have 10 in the first down on the quick curl turned first down. Castillo looking for Travis Hunter III, who is playing a major 3-week injury. This one incomplete. Looking about a step behind. An injury playing a factor. 2nd and 10, handoff Jonathan Estes, the outside zone, picking up 2. 3rd and long for the Tide here. 3rd and 8 at the Ole Miss 32. Trying to get off the great field position. Castillo dropping back, rolling out right, running out of time. Guns it to Jonathan Estes, who will be far out of bounds. Made the catch, couldn't quite keep in. That one ruled incomplete. So after all that field position, 4th and 8 on the missed 32, we will see a Devon Crisp punt. This one out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And a big-time player for the Tide coming up limping. This is corner Dominique Glover. Big deal, big player in the secondary for Alabama. And we will have an eye on him. Not good. So we will see after the touchback, Dwayne Carman trying to get something going for what was an abysmal first drive for the Rebels. Handoff to CJ got 4. Solid gain on the first down run. 2nd and 6, Corruption keeps himself in the defensive end fighting. He's only got 1. 3rd and medium. Make 3rd and 4. Dropping back to pass from under center. Trying to get this one out quick, but Elijah Forrest for his sack of the game, coming in unblocked. That one a loss of 3. He's now accounted for a loss of 9 between his 2 sacks on this Rebel offense. 4th and 8, the down and distance, another Rebel punt. Ryan Owens, the 47-yard punt in the air. Keith Anderson, a 13-yard return. So Alabama, again, excellent field position at midfield. They'll mark at the Bama 44. Castillo, Jonathan Estes, nothing there inside, so he bounces it off outside and goes down after a gain of 8. It's Damari Utley with the handoff, and he will churn ahead for a gain of 10. The Tide offense, 8:38. Castillo too high for Jeremy Johnson. 2nd and 10, they try the well, and Jonathan Estes this time blown up for the loss of 1. So 3rd and 11. They go handoff here as they bring in Travis Hunter III, still dealing with that nagging injury, but he will find space for 6. So 4th and 5 at the Ole Miss 33. Tom Booth for what is officially marked as a 50-yard field goal attempt. Just 6 minutes to go in this opening quarter of play. Will we see first blood? Booth taking his step back, foot to leather, it's drifting, and it slides in through the left upright. Is good from 50 out, and it's a 3-0 lead. 6:24 to go in the opening quarter of play. Booth will kick this one off to the 9. Brammer with a nice 24-yard return. Ole Miss setting up shop at their own 33. Carman dumping it off to Kelvin Brammer, who can't quite hold on to it. That's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Carman and crosser right, shakes off the corner right, dashing from right to left across the middle of the defense. He's got 20 first down. They are into Bama territory. Carman will hand the ball to Jay Blaylock, who will find some space for 3rd. So there they go. As Ole Miss will go ahead and try and plan out the rest of the drive. They'll take their first time out of the 2 remaining for the Rebels. Now up to the before as they continue to drive. Handoff, Kelvin Brammer, and he lays the wood on the middle linebacker on his 2nd level. Dropped carrying 3 guys. That's a 15-yard gain, and it's a trip to the red zone for the Rebel offense. Up to the 19, Carman taking the snap. It's a fade route. Is floating like it's got wings. Sean Cunningham, back left corner of the end zone. Touchdowns. Dwayne Carman shooting his hands up. That one is a score. What a beautiful from Dwayne Carman. We'll see Ryan Booker on for the extra point, and no doubt about it. So 40 to go in the opening quarter play. Rebels snatch the lead 7-3. Sip of Red Bull real quick. Sponsor the game. It's water. Don't sponsors that. Here we go. So we will see Booker kick it off to the 9. Keith Anderson, 20 yards. So what will be up to Joaquin Castillo and the Bama offense to try and retake that home lead. Damari Utley getting the call on the first down. He's got 6. Make it 2nd and 4. Castillo looking for a new name here tonight. It's Martez, and that one broken up, swatted away. 3rd and 4 at their own 35. Looking Look, he throws, and the ball is picked off by Courtney Augustin. Augustin dropped where he caught it, but that is a big play, the heads-up play from Augustin, right there, right time after the hit. Jeremy Johnson for Alabama also coming up slow on that play. So another starting Alabama player there, a little shaken up. As let's check on the update for the corner. And Dominique Glover has rotator cuff tendon. We will not see him for the remainder of this game, and also multiple weeks ahead, it looks like. Alabama's sophomore corner, too, will have extended time off. Anyway, we'll check on Jeremy Johnson at half. First and 10 for Ole Miss, still churning on their own 37, and it will be Kelvin Brammer for a gain of 13, working wide. So they are at exactly midfield. Dwayne Carmen picking up some steam here. This one too high, too far out for Ezra Wright, so make it second down. And Brammer, who Alabama quickly finding it hard to stop him. He's got 7. And whistles blow again as we have another tied injury. This one, backer Joshua Flo. What a name. Love that name. But Flomo was not flowing on that play. Coming up, shaking up. Another player we will come half. So third and short for Ole trying to convert. CJ Blake Harry diving ahead. He's got 5 and a miss Rebel first down. They're now in Sima territory at the 38. It's a handoff to Kelvin Brammer. And Brammer, the hammer slammer, picking up 10 and it's down. Great run there. So they're now knocking on the red zone at the 28. Carmen, dump off pass. Laylock down right after the catch for a gain of 4. And so they will have a 2nd and 6 in the red zone when we pick back up. End of 1, 7-3 away team as the Rebels touchdown drive. Starting off with the second quarter of play, we will see Dwayne Carmen and the Ole Miss offense trying to add to their red zone here. Carmen will hand the ball off to Kelvin Brammer, and on the Mike blitz, they bring him in the linebacker, fills the hole. That was a one-on-one, and Kelvin Brammer will lose 3. He did not win that battle. In 3rd and 9, Carmen screams at Sean Cunningham, who's got it and is immediately dropped for a loss. So it looks like no dice on the touchdown. It will be 4th and 10 at the Bam 28. Ryan Booker for the Rebels on to attempt from 45. Booker takes his steps back, lining that goalpost up with his right hand, and foot to leather, and no doubt about it. Right down Main Street, make it 10-3. Rebels, they're still one possession lead on the road. 14 minutes to go in the second quarter. Booker sends this one as far away into the back of the end zone as he can. So we will see Simpson tied on their own 25. Castillo dropping back to pass, and it's thrown on the left side. Watley gets a block, but he has no space, so he comes back he's still behind the line of scrimmage, working from left to right. He is dropped. He could never quite revert. This is a 9-yard loss. Trying to find space, and the offensive line could not hold up for what he was trying to do. So all of a sudden, you're staring down a 2nd and almost 20. Castillo on the 4 verts, sailing it too high. Jonathan Estes. So 2nd and 19, they're just going to hand the ball off and make this punt more manageable. Damari Utley on the 8-yard carry. Pretty productive for a 3rd and 19. It will be 4th and 11 on the 4. And we crisp. 43-yard punt up and away. Kramer, the slam hammer, was 16 yards on the return, and penalty flags fly. How surprising is this that we have a penalty until about 3 minutes into the second quarter? Everybody's always got something going on these days, so late first penalty. Either way, Matt Ingram for the Rebels called for the unnecessary roughness. doing a little that right sideline. So Ole Miss instead, with the ball in their own 29. Carmen hands the ball off to Kelvin Brammer, who has a gain of 6, and he's had an excellent first half. The floodgates on the penalties have opened, as the pre-snap penalty is Mikel Rivers moving that left leg to a false start. Can't do that. Gotta listen to the quarterback's cadence there and know the call. 2nd and 9. Brammer, who says what penalty? He's got 10 and a Rebel first down. Keep that man healthy. Keep that man safe from the team on his back this evening. They bring in C.J. Blaylock, and he tries to replicate Bramson can't. It's a loss of 1. 2nd and only. Bring Brammer back in, and he will slam for a gain of 10. Make it 3rd and 1. He continues to churn out 8+ yards every attempt. That's a real one right there. 3rd and 1 as flags fly. Brammer has the 1, diving ahead, but this penalty flag is the 3rd Ole Miss penalty of the possession, as they will get called for an illegal formation. Too many receivers. Hands the ball off to Kelvin Brammer, and he chooses to be denied. Brammer hamming ahead for a gain of 10 and another Rebel first down. What a first half performance from that young man in that backfield. Across enemy lines to the Alabama 46. Carmen looking for C.J. Blaylock. That one late. Whistles low as we have the 4th Alabama injury of the game. And the 2nd linebacker, it is Matt Murray, shaken up for the Tide defense. Another player we'll have to take a look at come halftime. 8:47 to go in the 2nd quarter. They will go right back to Brammer, and Brammer with another successful carry. This one going for 8. 3rd and 2. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's right back to Brammer, who has block and has another gain of 11. He probably has well over 50 yards in this first. What a performance from this young man, as they are now knocking on the Bama red zone at 27. Can the AC unit not? Here we go. 1st and 10. That's Kelvin Brammer, who has a gain of 2, so make it 2nd and 8. Brammer finally feeling the blunt of the carry, so they will swap C.J. Blaylock, who has no gain on that 2nd down carry. 3rd and 8. Carmen action. He gets it off, and it's Rich Cruz for the 6-yard reception. So decision time. If you're Arrow, Ole Miss, and the Rebels, it is going to be 4th and 2 on the Bama 19. And they will keep Dwayne Carmen in the offense on the field. Statement on the road on game day. It is Dwayne Carmen, and they hand a ball off to C.J. Blaylock, who will be stopped for a loss of 1, but hold your horses as penalties fly. It will be holding on Marvin Harrison for the offense, and that is a scoring possession if you don't have 4 penalties on it. Turnover on downs. Alabama getting the football back on their own 20. Defense stands. Castillo hands the ball off to Jonathan Estes for a gain of 2, as the Alabama Crimson Tide try to ball game up, as it is still currently 10-3. They will have just over 5 do it, as this is a handoff to Damali, who has a gain of 8. On their own 30 now, Castillo slides for a gain of 4. We've seen his name called a couple times tonight. It's Travis for the 3rd, a gain of 3, and it is 3rd and 3. Extremely fitting numbers all around. Castillo hands the ball to Estes, trying to pick it up, and he will have no gain. So the Rebel defense holding tight, and then with just over 2 minutes and a half, something happened. Punt team takes the field. Crisp, the 40-yard punt, 16-yard return for Kelvin Brammer. Ole Miss, starting on their own 39, they will have 2 minutes to go make it happen. Incomplete on 1st down, looking for Kelvin Brammer. Incomplete down looking for Ezra Wright, and we have hit the 2-minute warning in the opening half of play here in week 3. Number 15, Ole Miss, taking on number 13, Alabama. It is 10-3 Rebels trying to add to that lead. 3rd and 10 on their own 39. A big play needed here. Dwayne Carman dropping back. This one is complete to Matt Yabara stretching, and they're going to bring the chain gang out here. No, they're going to drop some new technology as the new virtual 3D ball measurement is up on the Jumbotron, and it is coming up short. It's about 4 short, so it's going to be 4th and inches as the Alabama Crimson Tide defense timeout to mull over what they want to do. They were sure 4th down. So 4th and short at midfield, and obviously they will keep Dwayne Carman in the field. Carman on 4th and inches will drop back to pass on the pop pass, and he gets it up looking for Brandon Lewis, and Lewis can't locate the football. He was running his route, the ball came out too early, the timing was off, turned around, and there was no football to be found. It had already hit the turf. So no 4th down conversion, but there's a penalty marker down as the refs are talking sideline. And the call from upstairs is an ineligible receive field that is declined Mikel Rivers, the guilty party, and it will be a turnover on the crucial missed opportunity for the Rebel offense. Injury for the Rebels here. It is a backup running back CJ Blaylock. He was in pretty tight and got rolled up on there. We will check his injury at half. Along 4 Alabama Crimson Tide members. 1st and 10 at the Ole Miss 48. Castillo dropped this one too high for Martez Watley. 2nd down, it's Damari Utley. They got a lot of leads on this team. 10-yard game. Powerful running as it's a minute 30 to go, and they are on the Rebel 38. They bring in Travis Hunter, and he's got space, the lengthy guy, just like his dad before him as a gain of 10. Knocking on red zone at the 28 to hand off to Utley, and they'll go backwards. Great play from the Rebel defense. It's the loss. Bama taking their 2nd time out of the half. They've got 1 left, a minute 20 to go. 2nd and 13, it's a handoff to Jonathan Estes. He's got 4. So a big play here if you're trying to make a minute 16 to go in the first half. 3rd and 9 on the Rebel 27. Castillo, it is just him back there. Takes the snap, looking for Jonathan Estes, and Estes is actually coming in on the jet sweep, so it will count as a carry, and he will have 4 yards. As penalty markers on Martez Watley be declined, so it will be 4th and 5. So a decent decision there. But it is still 4th and 5 on this 23. So Tom Booth, who already hit from 50, this 40 should look like child's play. And it does. Booth is good from 40, 2 for 2 on the night. It is now 10 to Ole Miss still retains their lead. Slim, but a lead nonetheless. Just over a minute to go in the first half. Booth kicks it off for a touchback. We'll try and see if Ole Miss can shake and bake something. They should have 2 timeouts here. Carman hands the ball off to who's got a gain of 12. They cannot stop this man, but it looks like Ole Miss running out the half here as they started the drive with over a minute, and the clock has run down all the way to 22 seconds before they get the next snap off. Carman incomplete, looking for Briss, and it is a face mask penalty on Billy Finau. As I guess just kind of legal hands to the face, just kind of hooked him. So 16 seconds, they'll just hand the ball off to Kelvin Brammer. He was another great gain. That's a gain of 8. And a defensive Tyler McNeil holding is declined. slow back and forth first half here in Tuscaloosa. Your halftime score is 10 sitting Rebels. Reminder that this game is sponsored by Red Bulls, and it's powering this call tonight via the NZCFL radio. A plethora of injuries to check in on, and we will start with the Alabama Crimson Tide. And breaking news coming from the locker room. Star number weaver for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Jeremy Johnson, has torn his Achilles tendon and is ineligible for the rest of the year. Complete Achilles tendon. He will not be here tonight. He will not be here tomorrow in the facility. He was sent to the local hospital, and a crushing blow to the Crimson Tide offense. We feel for Jeremy Johnson and his family this evening. There will be no score updates because we will be doing the live for each game after the call. Time to check in on those Crimson Tide linebackers here. Joshua Flomo, just a simple finger injury. Pretty with the way he kind of whined about it on the field, but he is fine. And then following that will be linebacker Matt Murray, who is just has a case of patellar tendonitis. So he will be out for not that long either, but one of the best receivers in the SEC season is cut down way too quick. It'll end in receptions for 237 yards, touchdowns, as his senior king is basically none now. Oh my goodness. And we do have an injury check for Ole Miss here, is they had a linebacker shaken up. And I believe it was a linebacker. And it appears that their entire linebacker core feeling the effect of anything. So they are. Oh no, it was CJ Blaylock. That's right. He's got a bruised quadricep, so nothing really to write home about either there. I mean, obviously you heard the call, got rolled up on, and happy to report that it is not that big of a deal. So those are the injuries. Obviously a crushing blow, but everything else nice, crisp, and clean as we are set to start the second half of play. For those that are just joining in, it is 10-6 Rebels on the road here. Yeah, he's a running back. I took a second. It was off the dome. It was off the dome. Here we go. Second half of play. Obviously, Alabama defer. So we will see Joaquin Castillo in the Tide offense first. Ryan Booker kicks it to the 3, and we will see a 28-yard return from Keith Anderson. So Alabama looking to make a statement. They obviously got a big, stern talking to from Coach Chap at half, but we will see how effective that really was. Castillo will find Chad Macklin for a gain of 3 here, as we will have 2nd and 7. Relocating. Here we go. 2nd 7. Castillo will hand the ball off to Damari Utley, who will find space for a gain of. So 3rd and 2 now. It's a handoff. Jonathan Estes, and he's got 4. So there you go. First down for the Tide. They will bring in Travis Hunter III, who will have a gain of 5. As we have another injury. This is a man in powder blue, or blue pants anyway. It is defensive lineman Sam Lester. And as far as I know, that's actually a pretty deal. And it is. That is their defensive lineman 1. Pretty big deal. He joined the team just... Actually, he's been on the team. But Sam Lester, the veteran, senior, shaking up. Moving ahead, it's 2nd and 5 for Castillo on the offense. Dropping back this one, feet of Chad Macklin. So no dice there, 3rd and 5. Castillo, read option, keeps him, and it was the right decision as he'll dive ahead, slot gain of 11. Move him on up to the Ole Miss 41. Handoff to Mari Utley 4. And if the nagging injury has come back to bite him, Travis Hunter third. Bring that injury. He will not see any more action for the rest of the day. And that is kind of the risk when you play these shaken up guys. You want their special impact. You got to deal with the play out there unfavorably for the Tide. So they lose tonight. Second and 6 on top of Jeremy Johnson. Second and 6, it's a handoff to Mari Utley, who only has a yard. So it is now 3rd and 5. Castillo hands the ball off to Jonathan Estes, who only has a game 2. 7-3 at the Rebel 34. Their kicker hit from 50, which will leave the 33. And on the 34, they have sent out Devon Crisp for a punt. A lot of the staff members up here shaking their heads in the booth. We are not really sure where this call is coming from. A touchback on the 39-yard punt, and we will see Dwayne Carmen offense back out to play. Incomplete on first down to Sean Cunningham, the second down call. Kelvin Bramber, the hammer, with a gain of 5. Solid running, which has been consistent for him. Knight back to the well here on the inside zone. Kelvin Brammer finding some space, climbing that ladder, and he's got to get as penalty markers flew before the play. And it is a Baylor Thomas. Tried to get a little bit of a head start, and that is obviously against the rules. This with, again, nice plays from Kelvin Brammer. First down and 10. Dwayne Carmen slant, and it's jumped by Alabama's Bradley Austin, and he slips the receiver tackle. He's way 25-20. He's high-stepping Dion style for the 30-yard pick six as that Tuscaloosa crowd is going wild. Extra point for Tom Booth, up and good. Austin never saw him. Carmen never saw Austin, excuse me. Austin out of nowhere, the third pick six and blast. And in a red blur, taking their first lead, actually second lead because they were up 3-0. Second lead of the night, 13-10. Booth kicks to the end zone. Brammer decides to take this one out. He's been really the hero for the defense, and he will get Evan. So a little bit of a bonehead there trying to play hero ball. So Ole Miss will start inside their own 10. Kind of a question mark there. Will it come back to bite them? Dwayne Carmen dropping back to pass out of the shotgun. And he's taking on a drop. And Elijah Forrest will have his 3rd sack of the game. And it is in the end zone for a safety. They talked about it for only a brief moment, but he was about 1.5 yards inside the white chalk. So it is now 15-10. Alabama crowd going wild. Team sideline are trying their hardest to stay on the sideline and not creep out onto the field. Tide is quickly turning. See what I did there? That was nice. Booker kicking it off to the 5-yard line. What? And Keith Anderson has a 25-yard return. Oh, that's right. Kicked off the 35 because it's a safety kick. Duh. So 35-yard kick. Keith Anderson, a 25-yard return. Alabama with great starting field position at the Ole Miss 40. Holy smoke. Says no time. Finds Macklin for a gain of 13. Knocking on the Rebel red zone. Hand the ball off to Jonathan Estes, who will lose 4. So it is now 2nd and 14. As the Rebel D make a stand here. Castillo dumps it off short to Jonathan Estes. A nice, crisp juke inside. 8. So we're staring a 3rd and 6 in the face here, just inside the Rebel red zone at the 20. Hand off, up the gut, Jonathan Estes, and he'll find he's a slippery boy. As he'll find, oh God, don't take that out of context, please. 1st and 10, up to the Ole Miss 16 to Damari Utley, who has a gain of 4. And as they continue to push the pedal to the metal here, 2nd and 6 on the Ole Miss 12, handoff, crack toss to Damari Utley trying to race to the pylon, full stretch, and it is the 12-yard touchdown for Damari Utley, as he will find the pylon before the Rebel defense does. Tom Booth has the extra point, and a 13-10 game, Blink a 12-point game, 22-10 in favor of the Tide. Booth kicks it off to the 10-yard line. Brammer a 12-yard return. So Ole Miss will start somewhat comfortably on their own 22. It's definitely better than the 7, as they will go back to Brammer. He's got a yard. They call Brammer's number again on 2nd and 9, and he's got 6. So it is third with 3:39. It is 3rd and 3. Carmen dropping back to pass, quick pass, and he guns it to Ryan Owens. Get a 10. That is a Ole Miss first down. Carmen dropping back, and this one is incomplete as we're right. Back to the well here with the run game. Ryan Owens has gained a 7. So it is now 3rd and 3. Carmen dropping back to pass, looking for Brandon Lewis, and he drops his footsteps and decided he didn't want to take the chance on the hospital ball across the middle. Rebel fans will probably be talking about that one on social media after the game. So it is 4th and 3 on their own 46, so about midfield. They will not risk it here, and we will see Ryan Owens with the punt. A 41-yard boot. Keith Anderson dropped by the first defender in punt coverage. He only has on the return. So just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 22-10 football on their own 21. Castillo hands the ball off to Jonathan Estes, who's got nothing. Castillo off the play action. Chad Macklin is running the post across the middle, and he guns it in there as Macklin can catch and goes down after a big chunk 21-yard gain, as they will find space up to their own 42, wasting no time. It's just on the carry for 10. Defense scrambling will just call their first time out of the half and try and regroup. While they do that, another reminder that I'm getting paid a lot of money to tell you that this is sponsored by Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings, and it's powering this call tonight on NZ CFL Radio. So after the timeout, we'll see 1st and 10 on the Rebel 48 as they continue to churn out big play, as Utley will only have a gain of 3 on the handoff there. 2nd and 7, they sub in Jonathan Estes, will lose a yard, as that will be the end of the third quarter. That quarter, a pretty dominant one for Alabama. That was the end of the third quarter. So, in case you were wondering on that. Either way, that quarter pretty dominated by the home team, as it will be up to Dwayne and Rebel offense to try and come back from a 12-point hole. 3rd and 8, Castillo just takes it himself for a gain of 4. And so it will be 4th on the second play of the fourth quarter, and they will send out Devon Crisp for a punt. So if there were ever a time for points here, if you're Dwayne Carmen, it's right now, as Crisp will punt this away for a touchback. Start on their own 20, have 14-12 in the ball game to come back down a 12-point deficit and surpass it. As Carmen takes it himself for a gain of 5, takes it himself again on 2nd and 5 for no gain. Damn, we're getting nasally here. And we are back. 3rd and 5 for Ole Miss on their own 25. They will hand the ball off to Rich Cruz, who has been real silent tonight, but he has gained in a crucial first down for the Rebels. Up to the Ole Miss 31. It's Brammer for only a gain of 2. 2nd and 8, they go back to Brammer, who's got 4. Still consistent, as it is 3rd and 4 on their own 37. Carmen dropping back. He guns it short to Matt Ybarra, who is dropped for no gain, and a pretty big defensive stop for Alabama, as it will be 4th and 4, and forced to punt is Ryan Owens. And before the punt and four. It is Marvin Harrison called again for unsportsmanlike conduct. I think we're starting to see the results of the game affect these Rebel players on the road, just the whole atmosphere. And so that is a 50-yard penalty, backing the fourth and four up to 19. And whistle again as there is another Rebel penalty. Illy Finau false start. It is now 4th and 24. 20 yards back, penalty yards, makes this punt and the resulting field position a lot more favorable if you're an out. 42-yard punt for Ryan Owens. As flags fly, Keith Anderson an 18-yard return. And this would have been great field position if Jordan Snow didn't decide that blocking the back was a good idea. So he will be called for the illegal block in the back. And Alabama still with great solid field position on their own 37. At this point, you're just trying to ice the game and add more points. Castillo hands the ball off to Jonathan Estes for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9, trying to find Chad Macklin, and it's not happening. So with just minutes to go, 3rd and 38, Castillo dropping back to pass. He's got good protection, and he just launches this ball. And it's hovering, and it's coming down. And Jonathan Estes is going to take it all 62 yards as he gets by the one high safety on the cover one. Holy smokes, that might be the dagger. As Booth coming on for the extra point, and it's good as they now take a 19-point lead, 29-10. What a play from Castillo. Absolute Mahomes-style football there thrown. And so just 10 minutes to go, 9:59 left in the game. The hole for Dwayne and the Rebel offense looking even deeper now. Booth kicks it off to the 7, and Brammer will find some space on the return as they have practiced this first return all week, as it will be a reverse to Kelvin Brammer, who has plenty of space and is pushed out after a 46-yard kickoff return. So they will start in Bama territory at the 47. Is that the spring that maybe start here? Hand off to Kelvin Brammer, and he is feeling himself as he will run over a player and a half. 14. They go right back to Brammer as he turns out another 4 before getting subbed out. So it is at the Bama 28. Hand the ball off to Rich Cruz, who's got 4, and so it is a big-time 3rd and 1 here. After only one play of rest, we are seeing Kelvin Brammer jog back onto the field as he is a part of this formation. 3rd and 1. It is a full house formation. Arrow School. The handoff is to Kelvin Brammer, and he finds some space. He's got a gain of 9. In a big-time first down as they have made their way up to the Bama 15. Carmen hits Cruz, who's got a gain of 5. So they are now on the 10. As they will head Ezra Wright, bringing him inside, and he's got a gain of 7. It is now 1st and goal on the 3 for Ole Miss. As the clock is running down here on this 1st and goal, and penalty markers fly as Dwayne Carmen will not get the snap off, and the referee saying there are penalties on the play. Ball start on Marvin Harrison, offense declined, and a delay of game on Dwayne Carmen is accepted. So 2 5-yard per snap penalty, and one of them obviously accepted as they are on the same team, so that will back them up 1st and goal on the 8. Carmen looking. It's a stick concept. Goes to the curl. Sean Cunningham, who falls, cut ball to the ground. No, penalty is no. It is an 8-yard touchdown. Gotta have it drive. And they will keep the offense on for the 2-point conversion attempt. The score is currently 29-16. They're trying to lead down to 11, I believe. It would be 12. B12. Dwayne Carman dropping back to pass, and it's going to be picked off, jumped by Bradley Austin again. Will fall after the interception, so no return there, but he has had Dwayne Carman's number all night. Second interception of the night for Carman, and the second interception of the night for Bradley Austin. Point conversion has failed, and there's only 5:48 left to go in the game. Ole Miss down by 3, down by 13. 29-16. 5-yard line, and Keith Anderson the 20-yard return. So Alabama will start basically where they would have at their own 25, and they are just going to try and chew this clock as much as they can here. Castillo, hand off to Estes. He's got 2 as we have 5 minutes to go. Castillo looking to throw here, and this is an incomplete pass to Francisco Obi, as we do have a big injury here. It is their starting safe to Jean Baptiste, as he is grabbing at his ankle, but he was able to walk off on his own weight. So might not be that big of a problem there. Still, you'd like to have him here, as he will come off the field, at least for a couple plays on the 8. Castillo looking to throw, and this one unsuccessful for Francisco Obiang, and so 4:48 to go, 4th and 8. Alabama's going to punt this football back to Ole Miss. Still has 2 timeouts. Crisp has the best punt of the night by far. This one 57 yards, and it's more than enough time for the punt team to get down there. Brammer to wave it off at the 16. What a punt there from Devon Crisp. So 4:43 left to go in the game. It is up to Dwayne. Quick touchdown drive here, down 13. Carman looking for Kelvin Brammer on the Texas route, incomplete. 2nd and 10, Carman will find Billy Finau across the middle. A big chunk of 21. Those are the kinds of plays you're going to need. They hand off to Kelvin Brammer, who's got 2. 2nd and 8, they hand off to Brammer again, who loses those to 3rd and 10, as everything needs to stay balanced. Thanos in the stands, maybe. 3rd and 10 here. It's a handoff to Kelvin Brammer, and he is going absolutely nowhere. Brammer, the hammer, running out of nails. Absolutely there, and it's 4th and 13. Ole Miss gonna punt. Play calling, disastrous execution, and the running back that has ran all over this Tide defense, rolling when it matters there. So a 50-yard punt for Ryan Owens as the punting game is starting to pick up. Keith Anderson only a 2-yard return. So 2:54 left to go. Bama football on their own 18. Castillo gets it inbounds to Chad Macklin, who goes down after a gain of 6, as they will take off 49 seconds, as Castillo takes it himself for a gain of 5 in the first, as we will see Ole Miss's second timeout here. What are half of the people doing in general? Are we so for real? Okay, who cares? Timeout defense for Ole Miss. So 2 minutes to go in the game with the first down, and they're just going to try and drain and grind out the rest of the game. They hand the ball off to Nathan James, who's got a gain of 4, as we have hit the 2-minute warning, as it is still 29-16. 2nd and 6, and it's incomplete, intended for Damari Utley. So 3rd and 6, Castillo looking for what final play of the game, or the final offensive play of the game if they get it, and he will find Damari Utley for the first down, and Ole Miss, out of, I guess, a last-ditch attempt, show the fans at home that they do not quit. They do call them out. And Joaquin Castillo, with 4 straight kneels, will end the game. And so that third quarter play was really all it took for Alabama to absolutely run one, 29-16. Now, they sacrificed their number 1 receiver entire season with a torn Achilles, so that obviously is not pleasant, but they walk away with a ranked. Alabama quickly building a really solid resume now at 3-0.